example of using a text to enter competition or a text to enter contest to grow and gain my SMS lists. So the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to start with running a Valentine's Day text to enter gift basket giveaway as a strategy to build our SMS user base. As previously mentioned, mobile keyword campaigns are a no fuss and passive way to gain SMS subscribers. The first way I'm going to do to set up this campaign would be to create an SMS list. So I'm going to go into my audience tab and go down to SMS contacts. This list will be the list of subscribers that are entering into my contest and opting into my future promotional messages. So I'm just going to create a new list and call it Valentine's Competition. Once my SMS list is created, the next thing I'm going to do is create my mobile keywords. So this is the mobile keyword index page. Here you see all of my keywords that I have previously created, as well as their status as to whether they're active or inactive. I'll go into more detail as to what does an active and inactive status mean and how does that impact your customers' communication using that mobile keyword. Next, here I have listed how many times this mobile keyword has been used in campaigns. I want to clarify here, this is how many times a mobile keyword has been used in a SMS campaign. We would obviously love and suggest that you would cross-promote, your mobile keywords campaigns in your email campaigns as well. But this counter is specific for how many times it's been used in another SMS campaign. Next, we have a replies counter. As you can see, this replies counter isn't clickable for me to be able to view the number of contacts or the contacts that have replied. The idea being that contacts that have replied in terms to execute that action of subscribing would be in my contacts SMS list that I created earlier. There could be a discrepancy between the number of replies and the subscribers in my audience, and this could happen because of two ways. Number one, I could have one contact that has subscribed but has texted the keyword multiple times. We will still count that keyword every time they text it in, but the action will still just be one contact added to the subscription list. The second would be customers can, text in a keyword to subscribe to a list, but then also use a global unsubscribe like stop. Therefore, we'll see their count for when they opted in, but they may not be on the associated contact list because they have opted out. We have created at and updated at, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then under the actions button, we have edit and duplicate. Edit will let you edit all the associated forms to this keyword, which will make more sense when we go to jump into add new. And the duplicate option, basically what a duplicate is allows you to recreate a new keyword because keywords have to be unique within an account. But it duplicates the associated action to that new keyword as well as the follow-up response message. So using my Valentine's contest example, I'm going to make a keyword that would be Valentine. And I'm going to make the action that anyone who is texting in this keyword Valentine is going to be subscribed to my Valentine's Day competition. As mentioned, I want to create an automated message letting customers know that they have successfully entered. So I have pre-created one here that follows our best practices guidelines, informing customers of the terms and conditions of the contest, as well as how they can get help or unsubscribe. Some other features here is that you can leverage keywords within this automated message, or you can also use contact tags here. I'm going to activate this keyword and hit save. Now my Valentine's keyword is ready for me to cross promote to get this campaign up and running. I may want to do what Old Navy did and put it on my website, send it out in emails, webpage, landing pages, mention it in webinars, throw it in a newsletter or a blog. Flyers and prints if everyone is still doing that, and or if you have a brick and mortar store that's operating under these pandemic conditions, you could also even promote it within the store. As you can see within this Valentine's Day promotion, I'm planning on running this until February 13th, at which point the competition stops. And then I would select a winner and announce it the following day. So what I would do is on February 13th, I would want to deactivate this keyword. What happens then if a customer texts in the Valentine's word on the 14th or after it's inactive is that they're going to get an invalid response message. This invalid response message is global, so any misspelled or inactive keywords that are sent in will receive the same message. Once again, we definitely suggest putting in your help and stop to unsubscribe options. So now let's jump into how I would send an SMS campaign by going into campaigns and selecting SMS campaigns. Using the example or continuing with the example of my Valentine's Day gift basket promotion, I'm going to want to compose my message. Let's say that this time I'm letting all of my customers know that they didn't win after I've selected a winner and contacted them. So it could be like a Valentine's Day letdown. And I have written up my response here, letting them know better luck next time, they haven't won, but also giving them a promo code for the next time that they wanted to check out. You can write many messages in here. So this is just an example to let them know that they haven't won. But let's say that when I was running this Valentine's Day competition, I already had an existing SMS user base. I could have also let them know, hey, subscriber, we're running a competition, text, and then I would include the keyword text Valentine to enter and learn more. I can always see the rendering of the preview of my message, but I can also test this myself by adding it in to a test number and hitting send test and validating that looks right on my own phone. Next, I would select my Valentine's Day competition customers who have entered, obviously removing the selected winner, and schedule my campaign to go out on the 14th at 12:15. Because there's no one who is currently in this Valentine's Day competition, it will be not able to schedule yet, but once I do have an active subscriber, I would be able to. Okay, great. So I hope that demo was helpful, and I would be happy to send out more how-tos and how to run these various examples of campaigns that we've seen within our Maropost platform in our follow-up email. So let's leave off with some final best practices overall. So when running your SMS marketing campaigns, obviously our number one best practice is to follow the compliance guidelines. I think that's pretty obvious. The next is to build a mobile-friendly ecosystem. If you're going to be running SMS campaigns and sending out content and surveys and all of this fun stuff to engage with your customers in a mobile setting, ensure that all of your other marketing assets and material are also mobile friendly so that you're creating a seamless mobile experience for all of your customers. My next piece of advice is to keep it simple. As you've seen, setting up and creating and sending SMS messages is super simple. And that's the beauty of SMS, and one of the reasons why we're seeing customers and audience members really, really enjoy it. No one likes to have paragraphs to read through or short novels, just quick snippets of information to keep your audience informed and excited about what's going on. Also, no one loves a double texter, so make sure that your frequency is often enough so that they're keeping track, but not often enough to annoy them. Lastly, timing is everything. So with SMS, we all know that our mobile phones are stuck by our side 24 hours a day. So we want to be respectful of messaging people during times when they might be asleep, or, you know, it's dinner time and everyone likes their downtime. So just make sure that you're using time frames and time windows that make sense to your audience and are respecting their personal time. With all this being said, don't be afraid to dive in. SMS is a great channel. It takes very little effort for your team to get started. And also you'll be seeing the return very, very quickly if you follow some of the best practices and examples within today's webinar. Okay, so now we're ready to take on any of the submitted questions. I'll give everyone a moment to ask any outstanding questions that they have. If you're sticking around for the Q&A, that's absolutely great. If you're not, before dropping off, there is a quick 2-question survey that really helps me know how I did today and what we can do in the future to continue to make these webinars to best serve you. So I will give everyone a moment to take some time and submit their questions now if they have any. Okay, we have a couple of questions coming in now. The first one is, do you have an API for SMS? So yes, we do have an API for SMS, and this would allow our customers to achieve more transactional type messages. Just as a warning, in order to achieve this, you would need dev resources on your side. We have some more questions coming in. Would I be able to send some sort of drip campaigns? This is a great question, and I'm seeing multiple as, can we use SMS to automate some drip campaigns? So if you are a Maropost user, I'm sure you're using our journeys to achieve drip campaigns for your emails. And I think looking forward facing, we would love to also include the ability to trigger SMS campaigns within our journeys. In the current state, it's not something that we would offer using journeys, but it is something that you can accomplish if you're able to set up yourself using our open API. But that definitely is something that we would love to keep in mind for future consideration. And for those of you that have submitted this question, we would love to get in touch to better understand your use cases and see what we could do if we were to build this out into our journeys feature. So I have another question that came in that is, what is the rate of deliver per segment and what throughput limitations are there? Okay, so I assume by the deliver rate per segment, so sending right now SMSs is done to SMS lists. We do not have the ability to send it to segments yet. And the delivery rate is 1 message per second. Keep in mind, this is our delivery to downstream providers. We are configuring a 15 messages per second throughput and a 15-minute queuing window. So what does this mean? This means within 15 minutes, your account can process up to 13,500 messages in one go. So we have another question here. Is there any best practices around words to use and not to use in SMS messaging? I'm trying to know what actions and words stand out best and to get responses and conversions around clicking our links. This is a great question. So definitely words to use is having a global stop and a global help are definitely two SMS words that we suggest every account to be using. In terms of words not to use, I think it's more important to ensure that you're selecting the right keyword that associates to the right action and making sure that you're making them unique enough so that you can sort and filter through and make sense of what lists that you're gathering. Would definitely love to take it offline and understand some of the campaigns that you're currently running and help work through what words would work best for you. It's obviously a very confusing experience if you were to use the word mobile keyword stop and it actually is a subscribe. So trying to keep them short and simple so customers aren't texting you back a paragraph, but also keeping them relevant to the action that they are associated to. That's a pretty broad answer and some pretty general best practices, but would love to take it offline and learn a bit more about what you're trying to achieve so we can give you a bit more specifics. Any more questions? Question about pricing. So in the follow-up email that I will be sending out, we will be offering a discount for anyone who has attended our SMS webinar. So you can look forward to the discount in there, as well as what you can do to learn more about pricing and get started. Okay, wow. That was a great amount of questions. I think we got through all of them today. With that being said, thank you everyone for attending today. I really appreciate your participation and engagement, and I hope that you've left with some knowledge better on how you can leverage SMS in your marketing strategy and campaigns. So looking forward to talking to you all, and thank you again for your time. Have a great day.